Hi everyone, Ainsworth Edmund here, and it's been a while, you know, since I've been trying to keep persons updated in terms of what is happening with PGI, what is happening with all the updates, and we know that their website is down, and we have not received a official corporate response in terms of a timeline when the website will be up. What exactly is the issue? We know that it's a domain issue, but we have not clear direction on everything. So uh, this message was posted, and I shared it with my group also, and someone in the group says a long message, and I should try to break it down for them to understand. And this message was posted by our global president, Miss Helen Graham. you know and she started off just sharing that while she understands that at the current moment the situation is bringing immense amount of worry and affecting people in various ways, which I tell you, we are all affected in different ways by what is happening. She said, please bear in mind that we can only post information as they are. You understand? So there's if there's no update, she can't give you an update. And that is what persons want, is to hear something. When a lot of persons are asking me what is the latest, and I'm saying I do not know. So this usually on a Monday. So yesterday was Monday, today is Tuesday. The the masters and president meeting usual updates by Tuesday afternoon, right? So that is the stream that she said, went on to say, before we share the updates, many of you are aware of steps some individuals are taking either to force the closure of PGI, and this is this is so sad. This is very sad, and I know personally. I've long before we reached to this stage, someone shared that there were groups of persons who were hell bent on carrying are going to authorities to say they are going to bring a cease and desist order against PJ. And I'm saying to myself, guys, you are hurting more than helping, right? Because I have been in these programs before, never seen that in a situation like that, where if the company is closed down, the investors get back anything, right? Mr. Harvey has always been trying, whether we believe he's trying hard enough to try to pay. So, and we have heard of persons threatening, harassing, intimidating, you know, leaders. When at the end of the day, when you part with your money, it's a decision that you made, and it's very hard. It says, she went on to say, we know that this message will be shared in certain groups that condole such behavior and at least comment on. Our stance is clear. We will continue to report malicious communication, harassment, cyber bullying, and other potential crimes to the relevant authorities. It is simply unacceptable that after we have chosen, while you might blame the promoters or you might blame the persons who do the business, it is ultimate your choice to join PGI. It's still going to be the ultimate choice. It's yours. So I am, really asking that, persons would really desist from that. He said there's already a catalog of incidents against us personally being investigated. From a PGI point of view, we have no legal liability for any of the issues that we are now facing. However, professionally, whilst we have a clear conscience over the journey that we have taken, we do feel that there is the moral right thing to try and help PGI overcome the challenges and a strong company going forward. So, Helen is saying while it would be easy and to just walk away knowing that, as I said, they tried their best and they knew that at the time they were promoting PGI, they did it out of a good conscience. They don't believe that it is good to just walk away. No, because that will not help the majority of the persons who are suffering now in PGI. It would best to see PGI come out stronger. It's for the benefit of our members and push for a solution that result in withdrawals. That said, if we reach a stage where we feel there is no hope, either in terms of the company or in terms of us no longer having any influence over the future, then we will re-evaluate whatever whatever decision we make will always be ours and ours alone. The right thing will always be to be truthful with our members, regardless of how painful those conversations would be. So, right now, while everyone is on the outside, I tell you, Miss Helen Graham, I do lift my hat to her. These are persons who still believe that there is hope. While it is not perfect, there is still hope for a resolution to take place in PGI. So all we have to do is to be patient and be prayerful. She said during the meeting, the majority of the time last night was taken talking about the possible corporate and networks restructure. The suggestion being mean that the restructure would move away from what has to all intents and purpose being a one-man business to a fully operational cooperative company with various official corporate position. This undoubtedly would strengthen the company and provide a platform to rebuild and grow. There was also a discussion as to possibly redefining the role of the masters and president. However, ultimately the focus was about a strong foundation. So we're talking about moving away from Mr. Harvey being the ultimate and really having a company that is not just that Mr. Harvey, that everybody has so much say and no more, but with a corporation, everybody has equal say in the runnings. Right now, it's Mr. Harvey. Right now, PGI is hanging in the hands of what Mr. Harvey does. But if the restructure takes place and there's a corporation and there are persons running each department with full control of that department, that what they say goes, it will be better, right? The issues regarding the lack of website was briefly mentioned as we had previously discussed, and again it was re irritated that this had been an incident outside of their control. However, plans are afoot to resolve this situation, and that Mr. Harvey himself is expected to make an announcement this week regarding this. So we are really hopeful to hear from Mr. Harvey this week concerning the website issue. There has been a domain address shared in some groups, all right, which will not be shared here, although we can confirm that there is currently an alternative domain that our IT team are using to make upgrades and changing to transfer data. So as it concerning the domain, there is work being done in the background to provide that domain that we are looking for. Whether this domain remains a test domain or becomes a new domain remains to be seen. So we just have to wait and see. But the greatest thing is that something is being done. A plan B is being worked on. How soon? That is what we are not sure of. Um, the important thing to mention is that we were told that all data is safe and that as soon as the website is up and running, that withdrawals will recommence. So we are waiting to see that the website up, withdrawals recommence. The test site does seems to have an issue with regards into the test site does seems to have an issue with regards to login, in that it appears members have to do a password reset. Although we will wait the further communication on that, therefore the IT are ensuring the full functionality before making it live. The importance of a future proof. So stop there. So they are still working on the new website. So hopeful that will be resolved for further. Importance of future proofing the company was also discussed as an item that will be discussed in next week meeting. This means that there will need to be some compensation plan changes, but our thoughts will would to be what our thoughts would be to that. Okay, so they're not sure what the thoughts is. So let's see what next week meeting brings. Um, oh, that was A. Let's see what next week meeting brings. B, if changes are necessary that result in us having a company for many years to come, let's do that. So the aim is that there may be changes in the compensation plan, but if it will better the company, I am all for it also. Mark now, whilst he is still recuperating from his operation, he is fully committed to do what he can to ensure that not only company survive, but it also thrives. So we are really praying for Mark. He did a surgery, minor surgery, um, last week, and hope that he gets better well soon. He is currently awaiting further discussion on some issues with Mr. Harvey, including the time scale for the website to be live and for payments to recommence. Until he has those discussions, his hands are tied. So as we said, this is the reason why we need to move PGI. If PGI is going to go to the next level, PGI need to move away from Mr. Harvey being the one that only one and that have a say and really power over this. Undoubtedly, this update lacks substance in the terms of dates and delivery that many of you wanted indeed, but it would be wrong for us not to share what we currently are aware of, especially if we feel the few channels of official communication at the moment. What has become apparent is that the issues are complex and has nothing as simple as we may first appear. We do believe at this stage there is light at the end of the tunnel. If this ever change, we will let you know. But right now, our commitment is to work with the team with PGI to overcome the problems. And this is from Shafi, Helen, and Claire. And let me just, cap it off with, my personal take on this. Personally, you know, I have never promoted a company the way that I've promoted PGI, and I have a lot of members who have not gotten back even their principal. So for me, I am like, Clear, Shafi, and all the leaders that are standing with PGI at this moment, because at the end of the day, you know, there are some persons who are out there and I see them bashing, and they are not looking at the persons who have not gotten back anything. And because they are fighting because they want their profits, not even their initial investment back, but their profits. And so I really I'm really standing and hoping that we will get some amount of resolutions in the near future. But I do believe that it is something that we can get through. And if I did not believe that this can come true, I would have really moved on. But I really believe that for the sake of my members and everyone who have not received even their initial investment back, I do pray and hope that persons will give Mr. RV and the corporate staff of PGI even the opportunity to fix what they are trying to fix. And at the end of the day, if they come back and fix what they are doing to fix, then we will have an awesome company. If not, even if they can even pay back the initial investment for persons, that will still be good. But if we continue the way that we are coming to by harassing, trying to cease and desist order, all of these things will not benefit the average person who you want to benefit, and that is just the sad reality. So my thing is, let's continue praying and supporting PGI.